Hi guys! Today we are going to work a lot with the glutes. We are going to incorporate a lot of glute stretches and external rotation coming from the hip joints to prepare ourselves for Lotus. And if this is not something that you want to do today, or your body is not warmed up enough or ready for this position, there are going to be options to modify and work with figure 4 like stretches instead. So just be gentle with yourself, don't push yourself too much, don't force the body if it's not ready for this position yet. And we are just going to start in a seated position with the legs crossed. So place the hands on top of the thighs or on top of the knees and close the eyes. Taking a few moments to find length through the body. And then relaxing into this asana. Relaxing into this position. Start connecting to the breath. Allow the breath to slow down slightly. And just give yourself permission to be still. Giving the mind a break from thinking and analyzing. Just being here in this moment. Inhale. And exhale. Take your time to arrive fully. So the body and the mind are both present in this space on the mat. Taking one more inhalation and exhale. You may slowly start opening the eyes. And we are going to transition into a tabletop position. With the knees under the hips, the shoulders on top of the wrists. On your next inhalation, arch the back, open the chest. As you exhale, round the back body and send the hips towards the heels, creating space in between the shoulder blades. Inhale as you open the chest, arch the back, slide the shoulder blades to the spine. And then as you exhale, run the back body, chin to the chest, tuck the tailbone under, hips towards the heels. Inhale. Arch the back, lift the tailbone, open the chest, and then as you exhale, round the back body. Chin to the chest, hips towards the heels. And again, inhale, open, arch the back. And exhale, run the back body, chin to the chest, hips towards the heels. On your next inhalation, find your way into a tabletop position. Big step with the hands to the front of the mat. Inhale, hips stay on top of the knees. And exhale, lower the chest to the mat. You can rest the forehead or the chin on the mat, allowing the belly to drop towards the thighs, opening through the shoulders, and maybe find even more length through the sides of the body, walking the fingers even more forward. Inhale and exhale. And one more in-breath in this position. One more out-breath. And then guide the hips on top of the heels, making your way into a child's pose. Inhale, once again, extend the tabletop position. So lower the hips slightly. Bend the elbows and lower the chest to the mat, arching the back. So it's like a puppy pose, but the hands stay on the mat. Pull the elbows towards the rib cage and then lift the feet from the mat. Hold here or reach with the hands for the ankles, pulling the heels to the glutes. If this is way too much, just stay with the hands on the mat for one inhalation. And then as you exhale, lower the hands next to the rib cage. And then press back, make your way into a child's pose. On your next inhalation, once again make your way into a tabletop position. Bend the elbows, lower the chest to the mat. Once again, lift the feet from the mat. Pull the heels to the glutes. And then see if you can extend the left leg, squeezing the left butt cheek, pulling the elbows to the rib cage, balancing on the right knee. Inhale. And then exhale, lower the left knee next to the right knee and press back into a child's pose. Inhale, make your way into a tabletop position. Bend the elbows, lower the chest to the mat, lift the feet, pull the heels to the glutes. And then extend the right leg, engaging the right glute. Keep pulling the left heel in. Inhale. And exhale, lower the right knee next to the left knee. And press back, making your way into a child's pose. On your next inhalation, one more time, tabletop position. Tuck the toes under and lift the knees, downward facing dog. Give yourself a few moments here. If you want to add some movement, add a movement, maybe nodding a head from side to side or bending one knee at a time. Finding length from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Inhale. And exhale. One more in-breath. Exhale, drop the knees to the mat, cross the ankles under the glutes, and we are making our way into a seated position on the mat. Okay, I will turn around so I can face you. We are going to lower the right shin on the mat so it's parallel to the shorter edge of the mat, and then you are placing the left ankle on top of the right knee. And maybe there's some space in between the right foot and the left knee. That's okay, you can place a block or a pillow here or just keep it like that. Or lower the left knee towards the left ankle. Option to stay here with the spine long, with the chest open. Just breathing into the performance muscle, the glutes. Or if you want to go even deeper, you can lower the forearms to the mat, lowering the forehead on top of the hands. Inhale. And exhale. Just stay with the breath and relax the areas of deep sensations, the places where you feel the stretch. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, lift the upper body. And we are just going to switch the legs. So the left leg goes to the bottom and then rest the right ankle on top of the left knee. Just make sure that it's the right ankle that's on top of the left knee. So if it's just the toes and the foot is kind of hanging here, maybe go a bit deeper. And then once again, shins are parallel to the shorter edge of the mat, stacked on top of each other. You can hold here, or with the next exhalation, lower the belly towards the legs and rest the forehead on top of the hands. Notice how this position feels on this side, since we already did this stretch on the other side. Maybe it feels like you have more space in the body. The muscles feel more loose. The glutes feel more open. Inhale. And exhale. Stay with the breath. On your next inhalation, lift the upper body. And once again, I will just reposition. So I'm facing the front of the mat. You're also facing the front of the mat. And then once again, we are crossing the ankles under the glutes. Lower the hands to the mat. Tuck the toes under, making your way into your downward facing dog. And again, if you want to add some movement, go ahead. Or stay still. Spread the fingers wide. Press the hands to the mat, maybe a bit more. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, find your plank position. Scoop the abs. Press the space in between the shoulder blades up. Drop the heels to the right. Lift the left hand from the mat. Find your side plank. So the right hand is, the right wrist is under the right shoulder. And then pull the left knee to the left elbow. Hold here or extend the left leg. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, bend the left knee. Step the left foot behind you and lower the hips to the mat. You're facing the back of the mat. Left foot is grounded on the mat. Bend the right knee. Place the right foot so it's on the same, in the line with the left foot. Hands under the shoulders, fingers pointing forward. Inhale, lift the hips, engage the glutes. As you exhale, send the hips to the heels, but keep lifting the chest. Inhale, lift. Drop the head to the space behind you. The kneecaps are tractioning forward. As you exhale, press the hands to the mat. Scoop the abs, drop the lower ribs to the hips as you extend the legs. The hips are hovering above the mat. Inhale, lift the hips. Drop the head to the back. Exhale, tap the hips to the mat. So the hips are just behind the heels. And then lift the chest, lift the hips once again. As you exhale, lower the hips to the space in between the hands. Extend the legs. Once again, inhale, lift the hips, hold here. Breathe. Inhale, extend the right leg. As you exhale, lower the hips to the mat. And then lower the right leg to the mat. Options here. We're going to either place the left ankle on top of the, above the right knee, so it's not directly on the right knee, but just on this space above the knee, allowing the left knee to drop to the mat, flexing the right foot. If you can, you will place the top of the left foot in the right hip crease, allowing the left knee to drop to the mat. You have your half lotus. Wherever you are, inhale, extend the arms above the head. And then as you exhale, hinge from the hips, lowering the belly towards the left thigh. So think of reaching forward with the chest, keeping the back flat. Right toes towards the body, right heel away from the body. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, slowly start to lifting the chest. And then we are going to extend the left leg. Hands are under the shoulders. As you exhale, lower the left foot next to the right foot. Press into the hands into a reversed plank. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale. And exhale. Lower the hips to the mat. Turn your right hand so the fingers are pointing to the back of the mat, so what used to be a front of the mat. Drop the right pinky toe area and the left big toe, the big toe area of the left foot to the mat. And then inhale, lift yourself into a side plank on the right hand. As you exhale, lower the left hand and transition into a plank. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, walk the hands to the back of the mat. On your next in-breath, make your way into a standing position. Shift the weight on the right foot, pull the left knee to the chest. Options here again. Either place the palms of the hands together in front of the chest or rest the left ankle above the right knee. And then bend the right knee, sending the hips to the back, lowering the left knee to the mat. You have your figure 4 shape. Or if you are with me, you're going to repeat what we did in a seated position, placing the top of the left foot in the right hip crease. And either staying here with the palms of the hands together, pulling the left knee to the back. Or you can extend the left arm to the left. Big circular movement behind the back, grabbing to the left big toe. Either staying here Or with the next exhalation, hinging from the hips, lowering the right hand to the mat. So wherever you are, just hold. Breathe in and breathe out. Just one more in breath. One more out breath. On your next inhalation, slowly start making your way into a standing position. Release figure 4 shape as well. And we are pulling the left knee to the chest, palms of the hands together in front of the chest. Exhale, drop the left foot next to the right foot. Inhale, extend the arms above the head. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Hands drop to the mat. Inhale, walk the hands forward. Plank. Chaturanga as you exhale. Inhale, upward dog, engage the glutes. Pull the shoulders to the back. Exhale, downward facing dog. And come back to the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, make your way into a plank position. Elbow creases are pointing towards each other. The crown of the head is reaching forward. Strong glutes. Drop the heels to the left. Lift the right hand from the mat. Right fingers are reaching up. Inhale, pull the right knee to the right elbow. Hold. Inhale. And exhale, maybe extend the right leg. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then once again, bend the right leg. Drop the right foot to the space behind you. And make your way into a seat on the mat. Right foot is on the mat. Hands under the shoulders, fingers pointing forward. Bend the left knee and step the left foot next to the right foot. Press into the hands and the heels. Inhale, lift the hips, engage the glutes. Elongate through the top of the thighs. Drop the head to the back. And then tap the hips to the space behind the heels. Keep lifting the chest. Inhale, lift the hips into a reversed tabletop position. And then press into the hands, engage the core, drop the lower ribs to the hip bones, and swing the hips to the back as you extend the legs. Inhale, lift the hips, drop the head to the back, and then tap the hips in front of the heels. Keep lifting the chest. Inhale, lift. And then extend the legs, swing the hips to the back. One more in breath. And then as you exhale, lift the hips and hold here. Shift the weight on the right foot and extend the left leg. The left toes are reaching up. As you exhale, lower the hips to the mat. Lower the left leg to the mat. Flex the left foot. And this time we are placing the right ankle on top of the left knee. You're going to lower the right knee to the mat. And if you want to take it one step further, place the top of the right foot in the left hip crease. Keep flexing the left foot, keep lowering the right knee down. And again, if it doesn't work for you, that's okay, stay with the first variation. Try to go quite deep. So again, if just the toes are in the hip crease and the foot is hanging, if you're okay with the stretch that you're experiencing in your ankle, you can stay there. But again, try to go quite deep. Inhale, extend the arms above the head wherever you are. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Bend only from the hips, not the lower back. So think of reaching forward with the chest, long spine. Just breathe in and breathe out. You have one more in breath and one more out breath. Inhale, lift the chest. Place the hands behind the shoulders, fingers pointing forward. Extend the right leg, point the left toes, and then lower the right foot next to the left foot. Inhale, lift the hips. And then as you exhale, lower the hips to the mat. Left fingers are pointing to the space behind you. Drop the inside of the right foot and the outside of the left foot to the left. And then on your next inhalation, lift the hips. Extend the right arm above the head. As you exhale, lower the right hand to the mat. Plank. The chest is pointing down. Keep pressing the mat away from you. Inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the hands to the back of the mat. Inhale, make your way into a standing position. Shift the weight on the left foot. Pull the right knee to the chest. And again, you can place the right ankle on top of the left knee. And then palms of the hands together as you send the hips to the back. Or if you are with me, you're going to place the top of the right foot in the left hip crease. The right knee is pointing down and to the back. Maybe you will stay here. Or you can extend the right arm to the right, taking a bind, grabbing to the left big toe with the right fingers. Stay here. Or start hinging from the hips, lowering the left hand to the mat. Micro bend in the left knee. Relaxing the neck. Belly comes closer to the left thigh. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, wherever you are, start releasing the shape. Take your time in this transition. Pull the right knee to the chest. Exhale, lower the right foot next to the left foot. Inhale. Extend the arms above the head. Exhale. Hinge from the hips. Inhale. Walk the hands forward, finding your plank position. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here. And exhale. Just one more in-breath. With the exhalation, drop the knees to the mat. Cross the ankles under the glutes. And once again, we land in a seated position. Again, I will turn so I can face you. We are going to try and approach Lotus Pose. If this is too much, if it's bothering your knees, you can always come back to the stretch that we started the practice with. So with the shins parallel to the shorter edges of the mat and one shin, one calf stacked on top of the other. If you want to try a lotus, one leg will go naturally first. Place the top of the foot in a hip crease. And then see if you can do exactly the same thing with the other leg. Again, maybe one leg at a time. Maybe this other leg will just stay underneath as a support for the knee of the leg that is in half lotus. This is also a great place to be. You can practice that, then switch to the other side and just hang out there for today. Otherwise, the top of both of the feet are in the hip creases. And just hold here. Close the eyes wherever you are. Hold. Once again, coming back to the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Take one more inhalation. And one more exhalation. And then we are going to switch to the other side. So the top of the left foot, or whichever foot went first, then switch to the other side. For me it was the right one, so for me this time the top of the left foot comes to the right hip crease, and then the top of the right foot comes to the left hip crease. The ankles are crossed. And I'm going to hang out here. Again, if this is too much for you, you can place the foot underneath the knee of the leg that is in half lotus. Again, close the eyes. Wherever you are, breathe into it. Inhale. And exhale. And then take one more inhalation. One more exhalation. And gently let go of this position. Once again, we are facing the front of the mat if you have changed the orientation. And then the feet stay as wide as the edges of the mat, hands under the shoulders, fingers pointing either forward or to the sides, completely up to you. And just move the knees from side to side. Keep the chest lifted. And then come back through center. Place the hands under the knees and make your way on your back. We are going to place the left ankle on top of the right knee and guide the left knee away from the body. Extend the arms to the side and allow the knees to drop to the left. So the right knee is under the left knee in this position. The shoulder blades grounded on the mat. Just breathe in. And breathe out. On your next in-breath, come back through center. Lower the left foot to the mat. Place the right ankle on top of the left knee. Guide the right knee away from you and lower the knees to the right. So this time the left ankle is under the left knee is under the right ankle. Again, feel the upper back grounded on the mat, relaxed. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, come back through center. Lower the right foot on the mat. And then place one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest, or the hands on the hip bones. Walk the feet as wide as the edges of the mat and allow the knees to drop to the midline of the mat. You can stay here for the shavasana, or if you prefer, you may extend the legs on the mat, finding the position that works for your body. Inhale. And exhale. Relax. Take one more inhalation here. And one more exhalation. Whenever you feel ready, slowly start reawakening the body. Maybe pull the knees to the chest and rock side to side, or maybe nod the head from side to side first. Start smaller, wiggling the fingers or the toes, or just roll on the side, making your way in a fetal position. And then when you feel ready, make your way into a seat. Keep the eyes closed. Inhale. And exhale. And once again, the same way as we started the practice, connect to that stillness. Place the palms of the hands together in front of the chest. Thank yourself for this practice. And thank you. Namaste.